Hey everybody, welcome to Randy Sands and the Mediumship Crew. And yes, I'm still looking a little bit rough because I won't be home for a little bit yet. So I'm not all prim and proper, but I did wear my cologne. Jack, did you wear your cologne for the good people?
All important cologne. No,
You got to do that for the people, Jack. It's the thought that counts.
the people don't care.
It's the thought that counts, Jack. You never know, they might.
People do not
So
care. Trust me.
tonight we are going to review a couple cards from the tarot deck. It doesn't matter which deck you use, that's all a personal choice. And pretty much it works for any deck. And, I tell people go by what resonates with you. And also, this is going to be the only review, and we're going to have a lot of others. This is going to be the only review that is going to be on Facebook Live. The rest of them are going to be on the Randy Sands YouTube page. So I would recommend that you go there, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to know about future content. Plus, we'll have other content that's exclusive to YouTube. But we're going to have quite a few more of these, and we may even go into spreads. We may even do some practice sessions for people, things like that. But right now we're reviewing the cards, and it's the first Monday of every month. So, Jack, do you have anything you want to say before we get started? Jack's on mute. Is that a yes or no?
I muted because there was some noise. It's 8:00.
So do you have anything you want to say to the people before we get started?
Hi, people. Hi, beautiful people of Facebook and Zoom world.
And we've got Eve and we've got Kathy with us. So this will be good. And if anybody, Jack, you're monitoring Facebook because I don't have my monitor here.
Yes.
If anybody has anything they would like to add, please, let us know via Facebook. And what you're going to hear tonight is opinions, and everybody's free to share their thoughts and their opinions. There's nothing that'll be discouraged. And I'm going to tell everybody quite honestly, while you're going to hear thoughts and opinions and what have you, I encourage everybody to use their intuition when it comes to tarot cards. Books that comes with the cards, again, it's somebody's opinion, somebody's thought. That doesn't mean that is what's going to work with you and your guides. So use your intuition, and also don't take anything as concrete, because if I was doing a reading for Kathy and then I turned around and I did a reading for Eve, even though a card was the same card, it may have slightly different meanings. So we have to be flexible. Okay. So to start off with, we have the High Priestess, and she's associated with water and the moon. And she's also associated with the number 2. And in the upright position, I would tell you that for me, it means clairvoyance, it means premonition, it means intuition, perception. She's one of my favorite cards, which probably isn't surprising for a medium, right? I mean, because that's kind of what it's all about, right? So it's psychic energy, intuition, spirituality. When I think of the High Priestess, I also think of natural law, universal law. I think of psychic, I think of mediumship abilities, I think of magic, I think of knowledge. In my mind, the High Priestess reminds us of the unconscious intuition abilities that we all have. And, we just have to learn to tap into them. It also reminds me of how powerful this knowledge and abilities are in our life. You know, because it really is. Um, we must always look at the cards around the card we're looking at to figure out how it fits into the reading and who it represents. It may not represent a particular person, but it may represent everything that we discussed, like psychic abilities, things like that, intuition, using it. So it could either represent you, it could represent someone else, or it could represent what it stands for. You know what I'm saying? It all depends on what's going with the other cards around it. And the High Priestess is very good at getting and storing information, and the Keeper of Secrets. She's an amazing secret keeper, at least for the time being. If this card represents an actual woman, most likely, she's going to be stunning. In some way, she may be very unique looking in some way, but chances are she's going to be stunning. She's going to be attractive. Okay. In most cases. I mean, I shouldn't say as an absolute, but in most cases. This card also represents love, marriage, and fertility. But do not be fooled. Don't think this is just a pretty face, because this woman is very strong. She's fiercely determined, and she can keep up with any competition and even outshine the competition. And she's not to be underestimated. You know, it reminds me of this shirt that I keep seeing. It says, "Underestimate me, that'll be fun." And that would be her thought. Underestimate me, that'll be fun. Because her knowledge and her power are a force to be reckoned with. And remember I said she was the keeper of secrets? Well, she doesn't necessarily let people know that. That in a lot of cases could be her best kept secret. She doesn't need to let people know how intelligent or how wise she is. So this card, you know, in my mind, is summed up as about the unseen mysteries, which is why you should really use your intuition, especially with this card. And like I said, it's really important to remember that the meanings could change from one reading to the next. So be flexible, be open, you know, to what your intuition is telling you. Your intuition's not going to lie to you. So in reverse, and then we'll see what comments we have, if any. So in reverse, when I look at this card in reverse, I think of deceit. I think of hypocrisy and secrets. I would say that this is one's secrets that are not good for them to coming out. Like this is like having a big dinner party and the skeleton comes falling out of the closet for everybody to see. You know, kind of not a pretty thing. Yeah, so anything that's secret or that's hidden, you know, that's in the dark, expect it to come to light. This card could also bear weight on someone with psychic abilities who's either not using them or is using them inappropriately. Okay, like not for the best good. And this could also have something to do with a woman that, and we're going to get a little controversial here, that uses her femininity inappropriately, let's put it that way. I've had a couple of readings where I saw this card in reverse, and my intuition told me that this was somebody that was in the sex worker arena, and in both cases it was about somebody that that's exactly what it fit. And I'm not saying that that's the way it is all the time, but that's what my tuition told me at that time, and it was exactly correct. um and it could also be about somebody that's lacking any spirituality. So Jack, do we have anything on that so far?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Do you guys have any questions or any comments? Nothing?
Well, I do.
Yes.
Um, okay, so this just takes years of practice to learn all of this, correct? I mean, I don't know much about tarot cards, but it's just whoever's doing the reading, it's all up to them to use their intuition or whatever to tell the person about the cards. It just takes practice.
It does. Jack was in a class that I taught. Um, Here's what I would tell you. And this is the way I teach. I teach where I want you guys to use your intuition, but I also teach you guys standard thoughts and meanings when I teach it. Um, because I feel that gives you like a baseline. Um, but yes, it takes practice. So what we did in class was we went over meanings and I had them look at cards and intuit what they picked up. And then we had a lot of practice sessions
Okay.
where we picked topics and everybody drew cards and they would give, well, we did it a couple different ways, didn't we, Jack? We picked one
Yeah.
set where everybody gave their impression of that spread. And then I believe we also did it where we had everybody read from the different spreads, didn't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we did. We did where we all, yeah, is that what you said? We did where we all read the same spread, but then we also had different.
Right. And then everybody read the different spreads. And I did that because I also don't want people to get stuck on just one deck. Because there's people that will use the same deck. When it wears out, they'll get the same deck. When it wears out, they'll get the same deck. Well, what if they stop making that deck? So it gives you the opportunity to look at other decks because when I teach, there's no set deck.
So are there different meanings in each deck? I mean, different cards in each deck, or
The cards are generally in tarot, they're basically the same.
okay.
Sometimes they'll have a little different wording. Maybe the suits are named a little bit differently, like pentacles versus coins, still the same thing. You should be able to identify them. So tarot has a structure and it has kind of like a format. So as long as you can work with one deck, you should be able to get accustomed to working with another deck.
Okay.
It's not
Like-
to say that it'll have the same, because the artwork is different, so your intuition can pick up different meanings off of how you interpret what you're looking at.
Okay.
But the reason I say go with what resonates with you is, for example, my friend Colleen, she loves the Rider-Waite deck. I just can't even deal with the Rider-Waite deck. I mean, I'm sure if I absolutely had to, and I trained I sat with the deck and I trained myself with what I know from other decks and just applied it over here, I probably could. But I was going to say the artwork, but and this is just opinion because like Colleen loves it and I respect that. To me, it's not really artwork. Like I want something that really appeals to me. and that it just doesn't, but it does to her, and that's why it's good, and that's why it's valuable. We need stuff that appeals to each individual, right? Because how boring would it be if, I mean, if we didn't need what appealed to us or what we resonate with, there would be only a need for one deck, right?
Okay, I get that.
Yeah. So a lot of it is practice, and you know, it's fun to pick a topic and have everybody pull a spread. And I would give them a spread. Like I would say, okay, this is a topic. Position 1 is going to be this, position 2 is this, position 3 is this, you know, so on and so forth. And then we would all, you know, read the different spreads. So, and it was amazing how most of the time it was pretty much the same.
Mm.
It was pretty amazing. So let's talk. Oh my goodness, look at him. Let's talk about the Empress, because she's affiliated with Earth and Venus, and also numbers 3 and or 6. When I think of this card, I think of maternity, I think of fertility, I think of creativity. To me, this woman is the ultimate PTA/soccer mom that that will be involved in social work of some sort. She'll be doing the bake sales. She'll be doing, you know, the sports, the dance, anything that revolves around her kids or, you know, her family. And when I see this, I take this card as a good omen, as a positive sign of, you know, achieving goals and dreams. And, you know, this could also be affiliated with, you know, love, marriage, what have you. Now, in reverse, if I see this in reverse, one of the first things I'm going to think of is lack of fertility. And if this is a woman, it could also be about mommy issues, you know, maybe having issues with her mom herself. So in reverse, it could represent a lot of things, but one of the things it could represent is heartbreak over a lack of being able to conceive and having children, right? It could be about someone that's putting too much pressure on themselves to become pregnant that they can't. We've all heard of people, right? Where they're trying, and they can't. And then the minute they stop trying, boom, they're pregnant. The minute they stop trying, it happens, right? So it could be about letting it happen naturally. And like I said, it could also be about somebody that's having conflict with their mother. But yeah, when I see this, I see the minivan packed with kids, you know, going to sports or, you know, being part of the PTA or, you know, what have you, going into class and help the teachers a couple days a week. I mean, this woman is very maternal and very creative. Does anybody have any questions? No? So Kathy, you've never looked at tarot before?
No, I had a reading once, but I've never actually, I just have some oracle cards. I don't have the tarot cards.
Do you have any cards with you, Randy?
I do not here.
I'll grab.
Yeah, that I was going to ask you if you had a couple cards you could hold up, because he uses the Grand Lux mostly. Oracle cards are fine. It depends what you prefer. I personally, and this is a matter of opinion, I personally prefer tarot. And the reason I prefer tarot is because, like I said, there's a set structure, there's a set tradition that pretty much all the cards, there's the major arcana, there's the minor arcana, which consists of 4 different suits, and there's the court cards. The reason I prefer tarot is because I feel that you get more detailed information. But with that said, let me also tell you that tarot is not the end all, because if you don't use your intuition, what are you going to do? Just memorize 78 meanings times 2? And like I said, for one reading to the next, the meaning may vary different. It may be a little bit different. So you really have to use your intuition. I tell people this is a tool. First you have to open up to your abilities, then you can use the tool. And some people will start playing with tarot and their abilities just naturally open. You see what I'm saying? Because they get so into the pictures and what have you, that if they really tune in, their abilities can just naturally open. And, then they can hone them from there, of course. You don't want to just stop there. But yeah. Jack, do you have any? You're on mute, Jack. We can't call Jack the yapper tonight. Can you please get off of mute?
There.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I was looking for them because of course they weren't in order. So here's the High Priestess card. And this is the Grand Lux.
I love that card.
Yeah. Part of what my favorite thing about tarot is because I'm a big I like looking at the art. And since there's like so many different decks you can get, that's one of the things I like most about it.
And look at that card. Look at how mystical it looks. And when I tell you guys to use your intuition, look at every detail. Look at the fine details in the card. Don't just look at the picture as a whole. Really look at the details and see what you get from it. Like you see, this has an owl flying. What does an owl represent? Wisdom, right?
Yeah, I like that.
And look at the moons. I mean, there's so much to look at.
Oh, if you think there's a lot to look at in that card, wait till you see the Empress card.
Oh, wow.
See, maternal, nurturing. What do you guys see in that?
Well, it looks like she's part of the earth because she looks like she's part of the tree.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And what else?
Well, all the animals are circling around her, so she has a love for nature, that's for sure.
Okay, and she's affiliated with Earth, so Earth signs, and Venus, which is all about love and beauty, right? And nature. So, and look it up in, I forget, you guys can't see my pointer. I'm moving my pointer all around the card. I'm there moving my pointer real busy, like I'm doing something and I'm not. There's also animals in the tree. Look at behind her at the sun. There's a lot going on in there. So when you look at it and you get lost in it, looking at all the details, that's when meanings will come to you.
Hmm.
So if you decide to go and look for cards, here's what I'm going to tell you. Get on your phone when you see a card or a deck that you think may appeal to you. When I first started, I looked at titles and I'd be like, oh, snap, that's the deck I want. I'd get home, I'd be so excited, I'd open it up and I'd be like, oh, I can't tell you how many decks I've given away over the years. So if you just go on your phone and you put in pics of blah, blah, blah deck, you'll be able to pull up pics.
Hmm.
You'll be able to pull up pics and you'll be able to get an idea what the deck looks like. A lot of times they'll have the full deck you can look at, all the pics.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can get a deck that resonates with you. Like I also like the Thelma deck. I also like the Morgan Greer deck. There's one animal deck I like. I forget which one. I think it's called Animal Tarot. Or Animal.
Yeah, Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine.
What's that?
The Animal Tarot cards. It's Doreen Virtue and Radley Valentine.
I don't remember. I'd have to look when I get home. I can't. No, I don't think that's it. I think it's a different one that I have.
Right. I mean, I'm, obviously into animals and everything, and I've been kind of like wanting to get into like an animal deck, but I was just like questioning, tarot, oracle. I mean, I like the idea that you say with the tarot, it's more, like this says 78 cards, so that may be a tarot deck.
That is the tarot deck.
Right? Okay.
And that's
Okay,
the
we
thing
gotta
with
look at-
Oracle. Oracle can have like 14 to 100 cards in the deck. There's nothing set. It's whoever creates it. And that's not a bad thing if that's what somebody wants to use, if that's what resonates with them. Who am I to tell them they should use it? My only thing is going to be, like I said, that I personally feel that you get more in-depth information. With making choices. There's a few different cards throughout the deck on making choices, right? And it also depends on what cards are around it, because you can't look at this card and say, oh, this meaning, and this card and this meaning, and this card and this meaning. You have to look at it and put the whole story together based on what you're getting from the cards.
Storytelling kind of aspect
Right.
that you have to kind of learn too.
So it depends on what's in the cards ahead of it and behind it and all around it. So it kind of creates the art of learning how to tell the story.
Since we did the Fool last week, there's
Oh, yeah.
And there's another deck that I really like, but I don't recommend it for
Like
just the
that one.
average bear because it's very, very busy. And I think it's called Apocalypse. Yeah, that's a magician. I think the other deck that I like is called Apocalypsis or something like something. And it's very busy. It's a very busy deck. Like you'll get lost in all the details. It's that busy.
I like that magician card. That's cool.
they
Right.
have really, really nice cards in this deck. They've really got some cool
What's the
pictures.
name of that deck?
Grand luck.
It's the Grand Lux Tarot.
Oh, Grand Lux. Okay.
Let me see that magician again. Does he have all 5 of the suits in there? See, most of the magicians will have a table, and in front of or on the table they'll have something from the wands, something from the pentacles. They'll have some in each set.
Sure. He has a bunch of stuff there, but you can't really tell for sure.
What it is. Yeah, so most of them they'll have like a sword, a wand, a cup, a pentacle, you know, on the table, which lets you know that he's working with everything.
Hmm.
You know what this kind of looks like, though?
A laboratory, and I like it.
Well, and it also looks like, almost looks like the solar, kind of like a solar system deal going on.
Do you see how you can get so much out of it, you guys?
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Michelle,
that's-
has anybody asked anything on Facebook or given any comments?
Uh, we are comment free.
Okay,
Nobody has
not an active group tonight.
that's
Oh,
okay. Sometimes that's a
Oh,
good thing.
that's Colleen.
What's that?
Colleen said she just purchased the Golden Girls tarot deck.
Golden Girls.
I saw that one somewhere.
Is it really the Golden Girls?
Yeah,
Hush up.
it's really the Golden Girls. I'm pretty sure.
That's funny. And then I have a deck that is oh my goodness, why can't I think of the name of it? The vice versa. And it's got a picture on both sides. And one is the view coming and one is the view going.
Oh, wow.
It's really a neat deck, and the artwork on that one is also really neat.
Look into that. That looks cool. That sounds cool.
Yeah, so I look at that like timing, like, okay, this one is coming and this is leaving. You know, because you'll see the front, like let's say the Fool, you'll see the Fool facing you, or you'll see the back of the Fool.
Hmm.
I don't know if you want to learn with that. I mean, if you do, there's nothing wrong with that.
Colleen said the suits are Blanche, Dorothy,
Sophia,
and Rose.
that would be cute. I'm gonna have to look at that. That would be really cute. So if you guys have any questions, ask Colleen, is she going to do a tarot practice group? Well, actually, she probably just heard me say that, so she'll let you know. I can't hear you, Jack.
You can ask her, she can hear you.
I just said that. She'll let you know. Jack is looking like Charlie Brown's teacher. From the Peanuts. Jack, did she respond yet? No? Okay. Colleen was talking, we were talking about her doing a tarot practice group. And I don't know if she's going to do it or not. If she doesn't, then I'll do it if there's people that are interested. And what we'll do is we'll get together and we'll pull spreads on a different subject and we'll do readings. Because that's,
yes.
what's that?
You said, yes, I am waiting on one thing to decide when I will start.
Beautiful.
I will have more information next week.
Fabulous. And of course, Colleen, please check with me so that, you know, nothing conflicts between our schedules.
I thought Tammy started one because she sent out an invite a couple times.
She did. She's doing Oracle.
Oracles? Okay.
Yeah, she's doing Oracle, and I'm sure it's a fabulous group. I wanted to go into it a couple of times, but I haven't been able to get there. It's been a timing issue.
Yeah.
But if you want to learn Oracle, I would tell you that Tammy is a fabulous person to learn it from. It just depends what you want to do. And there's nothing wrong with doing both. But what I would tell you to do is do one and get good at it before you do the other, so that you're not getting yourself confused.
Yeah. I have one set of Oracle cards. They're Doreen Virtue Angel cards, but I haven't touched them in a couple years.
And that's the one. that's one that has yes, no, and maybe, and not the right time, or not now.
Oh no, it's been a long time since I've even looked at them.
I have that deck. That is the only Oracle deck that I own.
Yeah.
And the only reason I like it is because it has yes, no, not now. It has like definitive yes, no, not now. I think it even has 3 months, 6 months. So what you can do if you have particular questions about something is you can pull those cards out, shuffle them around, and grab one. And okay, is this a yes? Is it a no? Is it a not now? Okay, great. If it's a yes, you can pull those other ones out and move, shuffle them around and grab the one that appeals to you. And okay, 3 months, 6 months, 9 months.
I just shuffle mine
You know.
every morning for just guidance for the day or whatever. And it seems like the same 5 keep falling out. So I guess I got to read them better. Like one is Feed My Spirit, and another one is, it's just like the same 5 or 6 cards. I just shuffle, and then one just pops right out. And it's the same 5 almost every day. So I guess I got to start learning to listen.
I've been threatening to get a big fish bowl and throw 4 or 5 decks of oracle cards in there, angel cards, whatever, and just pull one each day, get my hand in there and stir it up and grab one for the day. I have a couple friends that do that, and they enjoy it.
Mhm.
And they say it always fits their day. So I've been threatening to do that for a little bit now.
Yep.
So I probably will very soon.
Mine
I think
have
my
been
big
fitting. They've been fitting perfectly of what this whole journey and everything has just been kind of like, okay, I get your meaning. I'm trying.
right? I think what's holding me back is I haven't found the big bowl yet.
Yeah, once you find the bowl, you'll be set.
And then my next issue is going to be, where do I put that bowl? What would be great would be a sparklets bottle, the glass where it's cut off. Although I guess I could get a plastic one and cut it off and just throw 4 or 5 decks in there. Shake it up. Shake it all around. But
You should get you a 5-gallon.
yeah, and talking about, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea at all. The one with the lid. And talking about the same cards, I keep seeing the same numbers. Jack, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4 again.
Did you?
I'm telling you, every time I look at the clock, it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's been amazing. So, and that equates to a 1, which is leadership. So I don't know exactly where that's supposed to go, but I guess we'll find out. The spirit will make it seen. All right. So with that said, I think we will call this a wrap, unless there's any more comments or questions. Yes, no, maybe. Okay. So okay, good. So we'll call. What's that?
I don't see anything new.
Okay. So we will call this a wrap. And then next month, the first Monday of every month, we do the next 2. And yeah, and then if you miss it, it'll be on YouTube, so you can go and watch it. Colleen will have that practice group getting started, which is nice, because then I don't have to do it. Yes, I love it. I'll have enough going on, so that'll be good, and she'll be good at it. So we will see you guys later. I hope everybody.
Colleen, sorry you couldn't get on. I guess the link didn't work.
Yeah, I probably needed to email it to her directly, and by the time I knew, it was too late to do it.
Oh.
So next month, hopefully she'll be able to come in. All right, guys. Everybody have a great night. Jack, say goodbye to the good people.
Bye, good people of Facebook and Zoom.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
I